is Lacey, and this is my Flosstube channel, The Sleepy Stitcher. It is Wednesday, April the 30th, and this is Flosstube number 17 for me. It's been a while since I filmed a Flosstube. I normally do every 2 weeks for a filming schedule, and I even tried for a while to do weekly videos, and I did a few of those. But if you've been following me for a while, then you know that I've had some huge life changes. We've been moving completely to the other side of the world. We did live in Japan, and we have been in the process of moving back to the States, and we are officially here. That's why everything around me looks different. It's very empty because I'm in my very empty new house in the States, and we are getting all settled in. I did not do much stitching during the move, hardly any, hardly picked it up. There was a week plus where I didn't touch a needle, and it was very, very sad. But I was just super tired, had a lot going on. But I've gotten back into the groove of things slowly, and it feels really nice to be just getting back to doing the things I love and just getting comfortable in my new house. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hop in and show you what I've done. Some of this I did right after my last video, before the packing and the moving and the madness got going, and some of it I've done very recently. I may not remember the details about a lot of things because it has been a while, but I'm gonna do my best here. So if you're new here, thank you. It's not always this chaotic. Again, life has been a little crazy, but thank you for showing up. I mostly stitch full coverage, but I have a few other things that just really speak to me. I love them, and then I tackle them. And at the end, I will show you guys a new, completely new to me, crafty adventure that I've started lately, and I will save that for the end so that if you're only here for the stitching, you can watch all of that, and then you can head out and wait for the next video. Okay, so I do have a new start to show you guys, and I'm very excited about it. This one is, I'm gonna pop it up. It's by Stitches So Beautiful, and it's called Magic Forest Lights. And this one was started for my sweet, sweet special friend, Dawn Marie, DM Crafty Vortex, for her birthday. So me, Dawn Marie, Leanne, Small Town Stitches, and I know someone else was starting it too. I want to say it was Stace from Stace Stitches. I'll go ahead and tag her below just in case it was her. If it's not you and it's someone else, I'm sorry. But we were starting this for Dawn Marie's birthday, and this is what it looks like. This was the reward pattern for January for doing the Stitches So Beautiful Facebook challenge. And here it is. This is the little tiny bit of progress that I have. This pattern has so many firsts for me. I'm stitching this one on 32 count, 1/1, and I'm doing tent stitch. So that is my first time doing tent stitch. It's not my first time stitching on 32 count, but it is my first time stitching 1/1 on 32 count. So you let me know how you feel about the coverage. I surprisingly think I'm okay with it, especially considering I've so far been doing really dark colors, and they tend to have, you know, the worst coverage. And I'll pop it on up here and let you see. I don't know if it's focusing. I hope it is. But you guys give me your opinion. I think I'm pretty happy with it, and it goes by so fast. Tent stitch, I mean, I feel like it's just flying through. So I'll put in 774 stitches into this, and it is at 0.48%. I really need to love it because I have another piece left that I cut this off of that's just the right size to do a different project on that I was thinking. So we'll see. Okay. Next up, in my cute little Pokemon bag made by Dawn Marie. The reason it's in this bag is because this has been my travel piece. And by travel piece, basically what I mean is I put it in this bag thinking that I would stitch on it while we were traveling, and turns out I don't really stitch when I'm traveling. I like the idea of it. I would love to do it, but I just can't really make myself. I did a little bit of stitching when we were on a 8-hour drive, and most of it was interstate driving, but even then I feel like the road is, if it's not perfectly smooth, no bumps, it's just too hard. Maybe it's just too hard to stitch on 32 count, because silly me, that's what I tried to stitch on. but that is my smallest project. It's the only one I really felt like was travel friendly. Okay, so this is Mercy and Grace by Sweet Wing Studio. I'm stitching this one at 2/2 with DMC, and it is 32 count, and the fabric is Lavender Mist by Fiberlicious. I'm going to show you where I was the last time you saw it. Of course, I said I wanted to finish this by Easter, but if you've been around a while, you know now that I get these ideas in my head of when I'm going to finish something, but I have so many projects going and I get bored easy and I want to jump around, and that tends to not happen. But I knew that when I said it. All right, so here is where I am. Sorry, it's a little wrinkly. I need to fix that, but I know I finished all the words. I don't think the words were finished before. No, they definitely weren't. So I finished the words, and I did these little flowery things at the bottom, and then I started the bottom border. I don't like that wrinkle, like right there. I need to maybe iron this one. I don't usually iron before I film, but here's a little side by side. So I put in 1,066 stitches on this one. It's now got a total of 1,480, and it is at 46.3%. I like this one a lot. I am gonna fold it back up and put it back in here just because now I'll know where it is, but I will try to iron it. And I probably shouldn't keep it in this tiny bag because it's folded over so many times, and that's why it's getting so wrinkled. But now that I'm back in my home, or in my new home, not back, I can start organizing things a little better and putting them in my regular stitchy bags, my big ones that I have, and they won't get so wrinkled. Okay. The next thing I worked on was A True Love. This is artwork by Eder Jose Rosa, and it is charted by Stitches So Beautiful. This is the one that I've been stitching on for all of the Stitches So Beautiful challenges up until now, because I thought I would do the April one. I tried with the move, just didn't happen. That's fine. I might pick it back up in May. That sounds like fun. And I can do this one, or now I have the Magic Fairy Lights, so I can use either one. So here's where I was before on this one. And here is where I am now. I didn't get a ton. I put in 681 stitches on this one. This is done 1/1 on 25 count with CXC, but it has a total of 9,715 stitches, and it's at 6.31%. The whole reason this one really got pulled out is because when we traveled, we flew, we landed, and then we drove to see our family before we came to our new house. And I went to my mom's house, and that was the first time I had a little bit of time to like relax, a little bit of quiet time to chill. I was like, okay, I have the energy to pull out the stitching. I'm not mentally and physically exhausted. And this is a project for my mom. So after I showed her all of my pieces in person, because my mom loves any crafty thing I do, even if I'm bad at it. She always has loved my crafts, even since I was little, because that's what moms are for. And this is for her. She's really excited about it, and I just couldn't see myself stitching on anything else while I was at her house, so I did. I worked on that. It's coming along very nicely. I still love this one very much. Okay, and then next, I'll pop it up here. We have Building Dreams. This is artwork by Kevin Daniel, and it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This one is also on 25 count, 1/1 with CXC. Here's where it was before. Oh, I did not show you before and after. Hold on, rewind. True Love. Side by side, real quick. It's probably not gonna be a lot to show. It's only 600 stitches. Well, almost 7, but there we go. Man, I've gotta get back in the routine of this. It feels like it's been so long since I filmed, and it's probably only been like a month. Okay, anyways. Building Dreams, Heaven and Earth Designs, 25 count, 1/1, CXC. Here's where I was before. And here is where I am now. This one got exactly 1,000 stitches. I remember this was before the move and everything happened. I was stitching on this. I put it away. I was gonna be done with it. I did the math to write it in my notes, and it was 998 stitches. Nope, can't do that. Had to put in 2 more stitches, so this one got 1,000 stitches. and it's at 5,355. I crossed the 2% milestone. Woo, love a good milestone. Those make me happy. So that's where we are with that. If you've been following me for a while, you know this project is for my dad. He just had a heart transplant. I started this the day he was traveling to Nashville to get his heart transplant, and I worked on it for a few days until it was over. The heart transplant went well. He actually just got to go home from the hospitality house. He spent 70 days there after getting out of the hospital. So that all happened back in the beginning of February. It is now the end of April, and he just got to go home. He still has to go up to Nashville pretty frequently for doctor's appointments, but hey, we'll take it. He's happy to be home. We're happy that he got to go home. Okay, I'm sorry if you can hear my neighbor's lawnmower. I can definitely hear it, but I don't know if you'll be able to. And then the last thing I worked on was Winter Bonfire Night, artwork by Lars Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This was my birthday start because it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, I love it. Look at the colors. I cannot wait to get to all those exciting colors. Gonna be a while, but I can't wait. So here's where this one was the last time you saw it. It's also on 25 count, went over one with CXC, and I put in 1,343 stitches. The reason I put in, well, let me give you the rest of the stats real quick. It's at 3,496, and it is at exactly 1%. Woo. So the reason I put so many stitches into this one specifically is because of what I plan to do going forward. I had this one and two others that were not at 1%, and I have one I'm starting at the end of May, one that in my mind I want to start in July, and then two others that are bouncing around in my head that could be started soon. Anyways, I just could not justify doing any of that until I at least get the projects I have now at 1%. So I know lots of people have projects that aren't at 1% and they start things guilt-free. I mean, I started Magic Forest Lights before this got to 1%. But anyways, that's my goal right now, get everything to 1%. So this one is there. And Magic Fairy Lights, I'll pop it up again so you can see which one I'm talking about. That one is at 0.48%, so that one needs to get to 1%. That's not going to be too hard. It's going to take like maybe 800 or so stitches to get it there. No problem. They're tent stitches. I'll be able to do that really fast. That'll probably be my next goal. And then Farm Stand, this is by Donna Gelsinger. It is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I cropped it. I cropped most of the sky out because I have a lot of projects with a lot of sky, and I really just don't feel like stitching background. I wanted to get to the fun stuff. That is also not at 1%. Even I did the math for how many stitches are left after the crop, and that's not quite at 1% yet either. So the next two things I'll do is get those two to 1%, and then who knows, I'll work on whatever I want. And then when I do pull out my new starts, I won't feel so bad about it. So that's good. That's plans. And then I have a little bit of haul, really, well, Stitchy Kindness is what it is. I'm gonna pop it up. This, unfortunately, is no longer available. This was a limited edition by Tilton Crafts. I think it's called Pokemon Squirtle Color Splash or something along those lines. There was a Squirtle, a Bulbasaur, a Pikachu, and a Charmander. And my daughter looked at them and she liked the Squirtle the best. And so my very sweet special friend Leanne from Small Town Stitches, she knew that life was getting crazy for me. There was a lot going on as I was preparing to move while I was still in Japan. She bought the Pikachu to do for her daughter Bella because she loves Pikachu. And then she so sweetly gifted me the Squirtle version. So it doesn't even have too many stitches. It's not a huge pattern. All of the white that you see around is charted, like near the color and the splash and the circle and whatnot. I'm gonna take all that out. I'm gonna mark all that off, and that takes off a ton. I don't remember, I looked at it before, but it takes off a ton. So that's not gonna be too bad. I don't know when I'm gonna start that. I don't have plans to start it right now. As far as I know right now, the next start will be, I'm gonna pop it up right here. Actually, I think I have it right here, so I'll just show you. It goes with this bag. This is Home of the Free. by Sharon Christine. So we're supposed to start this on Memorial Day, which I believe is the 29th of May. And I can't see myself starting anything new before that, but we'll see. Okay, if you're just here for the stitching and you want to go, that's totally fine. I will see you in 2 weeks, hopefully. I'm trying really hard to get into a routine again. But if you're interested in this completely new crafty adventure that I have taken on, then stand by. Okay. I'm gonna give the short version because I will be making a full-length video for just this for the people who are interested, so I don't have to like clog up my normal floss tube with it. But the short version is Babylon Leather reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in making one of their purses. It's a leather handbag kit. They send you all the cutout pieces and the thread and the needle and instructions, and you make the purse yourself and making a video about it. I've never sewn anything aside from a button or like a little rip in my husband's jeans, and even then I don't do it correctly, I'm sure. I just kind of do what seems right. So I was a little nervous, but it sounded like a lot of fun. I really like the idea that I can have a bag that I made myself, and I thought worst case scenario even, or not worst case scenario, but I could even use it if it's not something I wanted. I could use it as a gift for like a Mother's Day or something like that if I do a good job. So I figured I might as well try it out. I'm just gonna show you what I have done now, and then I won't show you again until it's finished. I'll show it at the end of whichever floss tube is next when it is finished. And if you're interested in the full-length video of it, that'll be coming. I'll do the unboxing, a little bit of the stitching process, and then my review on the company and the process when it's done. But all that to say, so far I've stitched. This is the handle. I did this. I stitched these pieces together. These were 3 separate pieces, and I stitched this together. And then this is like the base of the purse. This is the inside. Right now I'm working on stitching this bottom padding together. You can see I haven't even finished securing the threads right here, but I've stitched along here. This will be the outside. Yeah, so I definitely have a lot to go, but what I've learned so far is that I can do this. I genuinely questioned whether or not I would be able to because I'm a complete beginner, no sewing experience whatsoever. But yeah, it's actually genuinely not that hard. I do have to watch the video sometimes, the parts like once or twice over after the first time, and just watch it slower and kind of try to go as they go. And there are parts that I'm probably winging too. I'm probably not doing it exactly how they do, but so far it looks good. I like it. And I really do like the idea of giving handmade gifts, but most handmade gifts that I know how to make is not even something someone would genuinely want, or a cross stitch or a crochet. It's something that will take me forever to make, and it'll be a long time before they can get it. So this is a super valid way that I could make gifts for the people in my life if that's something I choose to continue doing. I will link the link at the bottom. I do have an affiliate code that you can use if you do want to purchase one of the handbags and try it out for yourself. That is why at the beginning of the video it says something along the lines of a paid promotion. I'm not actually being paid for it, but I did get this kit for free, so I consider that a paid promotion, right? So again, that'll have its own video. I will show you when I'm done with it. As far as plans go, I don't have a ton of plans. Just as of right now, my only plans are to get my projects to 1%, work on this bag, and just enjoy settling into life. And I'm so happy to be back with you guys. I really hope you will leave a comment and tell me what you've been doing this past month. I really miss just hearing from you guys, hearing your opinions on my projects, hearing what you're working on. So I'm very, very happy to be getting back into the swing of things. And hopefully I will see you guys in about 2 weeks.